Okay. I did a few things. Quite a few things, actually. Uh, a lot of things, honestly. Let's update all these real quick. So, got a new router, which means that all of my IPs for everything has changed. So I had to get that taken care of. I still have yet to set up my Pi hole. I need to do that at some point, but for right now, this will just have to do. Okay. I'm pretty sure that we've got a steady connection now to the printer. Now that I've done what I did with the router, getting a new one, and uh, yeah. Okay. One thing I need to grab from 5PB is this. She has a filament runout detector. I need to grab that filament runout detector. That's the one. Go to printer. I need to go to my sensors, which is this one. These are my sensors section. Hey Shad, how's it going, dude? So I've learned a few things. I did a ton of stuff. An annoying amount of stuff. Yeah, I do have pause resume. Okay. Okay. Inserted filament switch runout. We're gonna do this. Okay, so I now have an encoder sensor for motion, which means it'll detect clogs. Please tell me I have it correct that it's the BTT filament smart switch thing. It should detect. It should detect it when issues happen. Not only that, but I did figure something else out. Over here, I was using the wrong thermistor. Nothing told me that I was using the right thermistor or the wrong thermistor. Everything seemed fine at first. This could possibly be my issue. This could possibly have been causing my issues, I mean. Um, I wish I had something that could have actually like detected, but this might have been causing some very serious and annoying heat creep. As in, hot end was way hotter than it should have been. Wasn't actually reaching that temperature. So I found the Triangle Labs CHC thermistor. I think this is the one that I'm using. I'm not entirely sure, but it's the only one that I could find. Either way, we're now using that as a sensor type, so that should be correct. If anything, we could probably just say, yeah, these are pretty darn close in temperature now, so I don't know what they were before, way before now. I don't know if the filament sensor switch thing is actually going to work correctly. That's going to need probably a little bit of tuning. I think I have the wiring set up correctly. I almost fried the board thinking that I had it one way, but it's actually something completely different. I upgraded the fan as well. It is no longer a 4010 fan, but it is now a 4020 fan. And it is a brand new 4020 fan. And with a brand new 4020 fan, I'm hoping that I have really good cooling. The extruder, something weird was going on with that one, so I'm returning it. Which I think I have right here, yeah. This is the old, I have the old extruder right here. I mean, you can't see it, but I have the old extruder in my hands right here. I'm going to return that. I think the gear stripped might have been user error, but they're willing to do a replacement and refund, so I'm just going to fucking go with it. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to turn on the part cooling fans here to 80%. And we're going to PID tune the heater to 240. I'm going to go make sure that everything actually is turning on. Give me just a second. Ugh. Good news. It is so quiet now. I put on the fan shroud that I was going to originally use for 5PB whenever I got her back up and running. But she's still forever and a day away from being working again. She's a little closer since I got two of the 4020 fans. I'm gonna hook up the 4020 fan to her, since she actually is also 24 volts, not 12. I moved the extruder back down to its original position, because no matter where I put the extruder, that annoying clog was still the same length no matter what happened. So it's not that. It's not the positioning. The positioning is good. The positioning was fine. It's still spitting out 4 millimeters of clog stuff. Yeah. What would be nice is to have some sort of way to detect how much, like what temperature the actual hot end is, because we're all just kind of assuming that my thermistor is correct, but it would be nice to have the thermistor be confirmed as correct. So yeah, there we go. I really hope that this just fixes all my problems, but we never know until we know. I made sure that the shroud for the thing is not as... it doesn't obstruct. It obstructs as little as possible. Yeah, that's good. Save config. Okay, so one more thing is that the BL Touch here cannot assume, because I've already changed it, so we're going to hit save and restart again. Everything seems to be working correctly. I won't know about the filament runout sensor or clog detector until I've run it. Okay, let me go plug in the tubes and the filaments and stuff. Okay. Hi, Bammy. Please don't turn your printer into engraver. Damn. No, I did actually dent my bed by accident. That's the one thing I regretfully accidentally did. Another part in exactly the same part, and that pulled out the PLA without somehow damaging the PEI. Wow. Nice. Okay. Uh, so we now have a very stable connection to everything, which is nice. At least I think we do. I need to go put this into the printer. Hold on. Okay. There we go. So now that we're stable in that temperature, I'd like to extrude about 100, please. Okay, let me go double check it. Try this again. Hold on 1 second. God. Nope, that's not the IP anymore, buddy. Oh, gosh. All right. Clipper 192.168.0.219. Connect. Okay. Let me go take care of it again. Hold on. pulley it down. Small axes. Actually, let's leave this at like 145. I'm so tired. So tired of trying to fix this problem, man. I just want my printer to print again. Can you hear the defeat in my voice? It's a really, really interesting problem. I'm going to give you this much. It's a really, really interesting problem. I love the problem. But I'll love it even more when I'm done. We're going to start with negative 2.7. There, 2.7 is our offset. Okay. 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 Homoloxies once again. Just in case, because I don't know if I gave it enough height to actually detect in home. Oh, I did. Okay, good. Okay. Let's shaper calibrate. Okay. Please work. I beg. So the other thing that I did realize that I was probably doing wrong, this is something that just isn't explained with the Phaetus DXC Extruder, that I would highly recommend that if anyone's going to use this, you need to understand this. Do not gronk down on any of the bolts. A lot of those bolts... A lot of those bolts, no, bolts that go into the Phaetus extruder need to actually be just a little loose. So keep track of like all of the bolts on the outside that have that little yellow lineup thing that each one of them have. Just make sure they're all aligned to that. Like you tighten it down, then you loosen up to that marking. Once you've loosened up to that marking, that is the tightness that it needs to be. And that should allow for the extruder to actually work the way it's supposed to. And I think that is something that I didn't do. I didn't understand. It was never explained to me, which is possibly the other reason why I was having issues. Whether that is the reason that we're having issues, I don't know. And I won't know until I know. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure what else to do if this doesn't work. Other people were able to get this extruder to work, so I don't know why I can't. I don't know. It's rough. I know why the y-axis requires a lower frequency of acceleration. It's because of the big gantry that's trying to move around. Maybe if I have this runout detection, I'll be able to know better what is happening. I don't know. Yes, a lot of those bolts I've been using, swapping and changing and all that bullshit. That was on the previous printer. Not sure if I'm still not entirely sure if I have this. Hold on. Oh, it's the BTT detector. Um, yeah, it's the BTT detector. Okay, so we have EI is recommended for Y. Oh, EI for X as well? That doesn't make sense. Hold on. Yeah, EI for X. 3,800. Okay, that's fine. I can limit us to 3,000? Okay, fine. So, with this new setup, um, did you hook up the extra wire to a pin on the tool head? Huh? No. I'm not even using. I don't even have. I don't even have the run out detector. The like whenever the switch disables, I don't even have that set up. I only have it for the motion sensor. Since the Phaetus DXC Extruder actually has its own built-in filament runout, I'd rather use that over that. So that's plugged into the tool head. The the filament motion sensor is literally just revamped. Like I just took the wire that was running up from the old filament switch sensor, um, cut that off, and then pinned it so that it is pulling filament, or it's pulling the data and giving power to the BTT filament motion sensor. I just don't have anything hooked up to that other wire for the detector. I don't need to detect the filament. I need to detect a clog with that, and that's the idea. It doesn't have to be right next to the head, so it takes weight off the head. Okay, anyway, we're just gonna go to here. Okay, good. We're already limited to 3,000. That's fine. Go ahead and save config. Yep. We don't really care about acceleration when we're working with... hold on. Nope. When we're working with everything on the inside, we don't really care about that. We don't care about acceleration being... We don't care about there being, like, after effects, because that's just a cosmetic. Yes, it could potentially affect some structure, but I don't see it affecting too much. I could be wrong. I got the Sovol one, but it's a bit crap and uses a splitter, so I looked at the BTT one, and you need to do some extra wiring to get both the filament motion and filament detection. Yeah, you would have to do that, and I just decided I don't need filament detection because the Phaetus DXC Extruder has the filament detection. For you, Bammy, you're waiting on the Bondtech Index to come out, so I kind of understand why you went that direction. Makes sense. Okay, well, I don't think there's anything left for me to do here. I can't think of anything that I could do to make this better. I think the only thing that we have left to do is to just run the damn thing. Which worries me. Back down to 240. We're going to go to 245, which is what most people run this filament at. Save, okay. If you have filament detection on the toolhead, it's better like you have it hooked up since you don't have to deal with the filament in the Bowden tube. Yep. I don't have to deal with like filament excess in the Bowden tube. Nice. Okay. Should I just do a temperature tower? No, I should probably just do flow rate. Hold on. Nice. What is the limit of the Sovol SV08 layer height? Like, I wonder if your stock extruder wasn't messed up, I would recommend it. I wish I could though. I wish I could, but nah. I I I I decided to just kind of go all in on a pretty much permanent extruder setup because I won't be able to afford a Bondtech or a Stealth Changer or anything like that for a while. So I just kind of went full in and just said, you know what, I can only print in one color for it now. I'm okay with that. I really don't mind printing only in one color because it kind of increases my accuracy, I guess you could say. It decreases my waste more often than not. I don't I don't want to send this to the printer right now because if I do, it's gonna fuck up. You know what? Hold on. I have an idea. There's one more thing that I do actually want to do. I'm gonna put thermal paste on my hot end, on my nozzle, and then plug it back in. I should probably use gloves for that. Hold on. Do I have gloves up here, actually? I don't remember if I do. I don't see them, but I tend to be blind. It's thermal grizzly. Hold on. I'm just coming back just to check. It is not rated for the temperature it reaches. Oh. Do not use thermal paste on hot end. It is not rated. Boron paste? I'm using thermal grizzly, I know that. The stuff gets absolutely... I use a tube of Slice Engineering boron paste. Oh, I don't have that. I don't actually know what this one is. I have the bag for it. Let me double check. Hold on. Okay, so it's Crynot Ultra High Performance Thermal Grease. Let's double check and make sure that this is the right stuff. Hold on. Is not suitable, I'm 90% sure. Yeah, you're probably right. Okay. I do have some thermal paste from a few other things that was actually for 3D printing stuff. Just double check. Hold on. Bad enough, that might be your issue. Things getting too hot. Crying out operating temp, negative 250 to positive 350. You should be using boron nitride paste. So it should be fine. Bad enough, that might be your issue. Things getting too hot. Okay, so crying out. After a few hours, it dry, but the connection between your heat block. It dry out the connection between your heat block and thermistor. Oh, I haven't actually put any thermal paste on this one. That's the thing. I haven't put anything on here. Although I did put it on... I did put it on the old extruder. Which, you know, that could have been an issue, but... And it was dry, that's the thing. It was dry when I took it out. Is it supposed to stay wet? Oh, okay, I see. Alright. So, don't put the thermal paste on it. What about the thermal paste that a lot of the other extruder stuff comes with? Like, those small bags? Yeah, here. HM Soft Pack. It comes with, like, extruder stuff. Boron nitride. Boron nitride paste. I don't have boron nitride paste, nor do I have money for boron nitride paste. Sir! Do I? Hold on. Well, since I'm not putting that stupid thing on, let me go put the cap back on it. Hold on. It's like $3. You're kidding, right? Extruders shouldn't hit those temps. It's the heat block and what's connected to it. Pretty sure your SV08 came with a little bag of it also. And any hot end you bought. Oh, okay, so that's what this stuff is? Are you sure that's what this stuff is? The little pack of white pasty stuff. Because it doesn't say what it is. Nitride paste. Can I get it off of Amazon? Oh, $14. Yeah, that is 99% boron nitride paste. Oh, okay, good. I think I might buy this, to be honest. $14 isn't too bad. That's actually pretty fucking good. Slice engineering paste is the high-end good stuff. I don't really mind, to be honest. It's definitely from the Slice Engineering store, so I don't care. Sure. Well, $14 I think is okay, to be honest. Let me just do this so that my credentials and all that stuff doesn't actually get completely doxxed. My dad's okay with paying for something this small. Wait. Wait, what? Oh, did I accidentally make that? Hold on. Hmm. Okay, that's weird. Oh, wait, no, not that one. Uh, that one. Okay. Um, you need that paste between everything that gets very hot, heater, nozzle, thermistor, and between the radiator and metal tube the filament goes through to the nozzle. Huh. Good to know. We'll try that. Right now it's just kind of heat pressed and heat tightened. I'm more than willing to take it all apart tomorrow. Uh, if this works, it works, as is right now. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, then we have a few more testing options. Since you want all the heat to go from the heater to the nozzle, touch the thermistor and get the heat away from the heat break so you don't get heat creep. Away from the heat break so you don't get heat creep. Okay. So I want to also hold on. Let me double check that I understand what you're saying. CHC. Yeah, that one. Okay, so this little screw that goes into this little thing that also screws into this. I want thermal paste on the nozzle that is touching this ceramic heat block, excuse me, and I want thermal paste that on the ceramic heat block that touches this all metal heat break here, so that way the heat goes through the metal to the radiator fins, not through the plastic. Am I correct? Please say yes. Oh, god damn it, you're right. Sorry. Okay. Once again, so I see SCO8, shut up. Streamer fluff. I was looking at chat and I didn't even notice. Okay, anyway. So this is my heater, this is my nozzle, this is the thing that screws into the heater. I want thermal paste on everything in here, anything that screws into here, so like the nozzle that screws into the ceramic block and also the metal fins that are screwing into the ceramic block, correct? I want those both to be thermal paste on those screws. Please say yes, because if you say yes, then I feel like I have such hope. That stream delay, though. I'm really hoping you're about to say yes, that is exactly what you want to do. Looks like the heatsink is already connected to the heat break. No paste between the heat break and the heater. Okay, good. No paste in that screw that goes to the heater. Good. Okay. Awesome. That That's not what I wanted to hear, but at least I know that I'm not screwing up in that regard. Okay, cool. All right. That's just conducting heat you want to radiate away anyway. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put the plate back on, and we're gonna print. We. Okay. Until that thermal paste comes, we're gonna be doing that. All right. But you do need between the heat block, the nozzle assembly, the heater cartridge, and the thermistor, all those you want to be the same temp. Yes. Okay. Cool. Basically, everything that is supposed to be hot needs to be pasted, and everything that is supposed to be cold needs to be pasted, but no paste between hot and cold parts. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you. The paste helps keep everything at the same temperature, but the heat break separates the hot and cold sides. Good to know. Thank you. Okay, we're going to upload and print. I'm going to mute and go be with wife now. I really just hope that this just works, man. God, I hope I didn't just fuck this thing up. Hold on. Some of the ceramic cracked. I'm so pissed at that. I really hope that didn't fuck it up. Okay, I fucked it up. Alright, I need to start a warranty replacement.